Hello? Hello. Two of the most frequently asked questions on my dip powder nail videos are, how do you do a fill and how do you remove them? So that is what we are going to address today. Today's video is a little bit shorter than my dip powder nail tutorials. Some of you may appreciate that. Some of you actually like the longer videos. Finally was able to film this without my fat head entering the frame, and I only filmed myself doing this on one finger and one finger only because I felt like doing it on all five would be redundant, and you kind of get the gist after the first one. So today's intro is very short, unlike my usual drawn out intros, but no intro is complete without my disclaimer. For anybody that is new to my channel, I am not a professional nail tech. I'm not a professional nail anything. I am a professional makeup artist, but I did not go to school for anything nail related. I'm a DIYer. I like to save a couple bucks by doing things at home myself. I find it really therapeutic. Everything that I learned through YouTube videos, watching my nail tech, and practicing on myself. If you're unsure of any of the techniques or the products that I'm using in my videos, I would recommend maybe doing some research before doing this on yourself, because I'm not a professional, nor am I claiming to be. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I will have longer tutorial style nail videos coming up. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Everything that I used will be listed in the description box below as per usual. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing and staying subscribed, and let's get into it. Alright, so here is my index finger. Another question I get asked in the comments all the time is, how long do my dip powder manicures last? In general, my manicures last for about 3.5 weeks. I can definitely stretch them out to 4 weeks. This is a 4-week growth, which evidently looks like shit, but we are going to clean her right up. You may also notice I have a little bit of staining on my nails. I was juicing with turmeric and I did not wear gloves. This here is the same nail look that I had on in my dip powder with gold flakes video, so if you missed that, I will link it in the description box below as well as somewhere on the screen. I would highly recommend actually watching both of my previous dip powder videos before watching this one if you're new to my channel, because I'm not going to go as in-depth in this video as I have in my previous ones. Okay, let's get into this fill. I unfortunately have to use the same wobbly drill that I showed you in my last video until my new one arrives, so I'm working really slowly with this one. I would never recommend that you use a wobbly drill because it can get real ugly if you're not careful, but this video had to be made. I will sacrifice my fingers for you. So the first step in a dip powder fill is to file down the dip powder layers as much as you can. You don't have to file them all the way down, but a decent amount. I also take this time to file down any areas that look like they may be on the verge of lifting or cracking underneath. You can definitely do this with a hand file, but an e-file is much faster. You'll also notice that I have my dust collector below me, and you best believe that I'm wearing my dust mask because I gotta protect these lungs. I'm switching out my e-file bit to this little skinny dude, and he is going to help me clean up my cuticle area. I swear, getting an e-file has completely changed the way that I groom my cuticles. If you, however, do not own an e-file, just make sure that you push your cuticles back to prevent lifting later on. And after I'm done cleaning up my cuticles, I'm wiping away the excess dust with a lint-free wipe and a little bit of alcohol. Okay, next up I'm using the Bond. This is the first step in the dip powder system, and it ensures that all of the layers stick and stay in place. I am applying this to my natural nail only. I always like to have my dip powder on standby before I start to apply the base. This here is the shade Dark Pink, and it came in my French starter kit. This bottle is the base, which is a glue that adheres the powder to the area applied. I'm applying the base just above where my last set was filed down, and I'm gliding the brush all the way down to the tip of my nail. I'm being very meticulous and precise when applying this so that I don't miss any spots. Next, I'm dipping my nail into the powder, leaving it in for a few seconds, taking it out, tapping the nail off, and using a brush to remove any excess powder. I'm applying my next base layer just a smidge below my cuticle, and again, I'm making sure that I get every little spot on my nail before dipping into the powder, leaving it in for a few seconds, taking it out, tapping it off, and brushing away any excess. And I'm gonna repeat this process a third time. I don't know if you guys can tell that the audio is a little bit different in this video. That's because Mama got herself a new mic for your hearing pleasure. The third step in the dip powder system is the Seal Protect. This is an acrylic nail sealer which hardens the powder and seals all of the coats before filing and buffing. I like to apply this very generously, and I allow the nail to rest for a couple minutes before I start to file it down and shape it to my liking. I really want that Seal Protect to penetrate every layer. That's what she said. To ensure that my nail is ready for filing, I just grab the handle of my makeup brush, I tap the nail, and if I hear a hollow sound, we are ready to go and file and buff. As usual, I'm alternating between a hand file, an e-file, and a buffing block to get the desired thickness and shape, and thank baby Jesus for this dust collector, because without it, we would be in a nail dust paradise. Once I have my desired shape, I wipe my nail clean with a lint-free wipe and a little bit of alcohol. So the powder I used is not opaque at all. It's quite sheer, and I'm sure most people don't wear this one on its own because it is a part of the French kit. So you can definitely see the demarcation line between my old set underneath and my fresh fill on top. And this is precisely why I always wear gel polish over top. Anyway, once I'm done filing, I apply another generous coat of the Seal Protect, and I ended up applying the same gel polish over top as I did in my gold flakes video linked below. So if you want to see that process, you'll find it there. Last but not least, I'm applying my cuticle oil. Very important step. Gotta rehydrate those bad boys, and that completes our fill. Looking good, but my natural nail underneath still looks like turmeric stained doo-doo. Onto the removal of dip powder nails, which honestly, truly, to me, is the literal devil. At least when I'm using Kiara Sky dip powders, because they're the only ones that I've tried thus far. I just absolutely hate removing it, and I don't understand how they make it look so easy in their videos. It's not. So if you're having difficulty removing it, you are not alone. We are in the same boat. So the first thing I'm doing when removing the dip is filing down the top layer of my nail. You can use a hand file or an e-file, which, like I said earlier, is much faster. Next time, honestly, I think I'm just gonna use the e-file for the majority of the removal and then soak them just for a little bit to get all of the remainder off, and you will see why very shortly. Next, I take my Gelish artificial nail remover, which is just a fancy way of saying acetone, and I soak a cotton ball with it, wrap it around my fingernail so that it's saturating not only the top but the underside of my nail, and then I hold it into place with a nail clip. Using a smaller amount of cotton is ideal because the more cotton you use, the more acetone it absorbs, but in this situation, I need all the cotton I can get, and I honestly don't care how much acetone it takes. I just want to get this stuff off. I've also tried the soak off method for these dip nails. It's not much better. Maybe I'll start a series on my channel called Can This Contraption Remove Dip Powder Nails, where I try out different nail remover kits. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that to soak for what feels like an eternity.
One eternity later.
Once I remove the cotton, surprise, surprise, it's clear that the acetone has penetrated the top layer of my dip nail, but it has not gotten much further than that. So I took the pointed side of my cuticle pusher tool and I started gently, I repeat, gently scraping away the broken up dip in preparation for my second round of soaking. Yes, you heard that correct. I'm soaking not once, but twice. Before anybody rushes down to the comments to let me know that I shouldn't be using a rough tool on my nails, I know, okay? It's just much more satisfying for me this way, and I did not have any wooden sticks on hand. Let me live. All right, let's head into round 2. I'm saturating the cotton ball once again, placing it on my finger and covering it with a nail clip.
Thousands of tears later.
This time, as I'm removing the cotton ball from my finger, I'm putting quite a bit of pressure as I'm dragging the wet cotton down my nail, which loosened the artificial nail. I think the acetone loosened the glue on the left side of the nail, which helped it pop right off. Thank God, hallelujah. I still have a bit of residue left on my nail, so I just scrape it off with my fingernail, and I gently buff off any bits that are left behind with the gentle side of my nail file and a buffing block. Once it's cleaned up, aside from the turmeric stain, the nail is actually still in pretty good condition. So once I finish filing it, I wipe it clean with some alcohol, apply gel polish to match the rest of my fingers, and we're done. I really wish I had a better method for removing dip powder to share with you guys, but the hunt continues for both of us. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing and staying subscribed. and I'll see you in my next one. Okay, love you, bye.